the second word in both the second and third line look parsing identical to me.
Right, they are.
And yet you tell me the first one is a Hifil and the second one is a cow.
Okay, very good.
I don't understand how that happened.
Okay, so morphologically speaking, okay, in the case of the lamed yod verbs, what is the root of these two words?
Allah and Asa, I guess, or maybe it's maybe it ends in a yod, both of them.
Right. So historically, in the lexicons, you would find them in Ein Sin Hey and Ein Lamed Hey, but historically, we're talking about Ein Lamed and Yod and Ein Sin and Yod. Right? Right.
Right.
Now, in these verbs, what we call the Lamed Yod verbs, okay, which are, okay, also pay-guttural verbs, okay, we have neutralization of the difference between the kal and the hifil. And let's understand why. I want you to understand why. Okay? Okay. Let's talk about regular verbs. Okay, so regular verbs, let's say, would be tafkid, or tishmor. And here you can see the second person masculine singular, kal, okay, and hifil. The right hand side, you've got the hifil, and on the left hand side, you've got the kal. You know what? We can even use the same root so we can see the difference more clearly. So tafkid and tifkod. Okay, here the difference between the two is very easily visible. Do you see the differences?
Yes, the yod.
Both of these are second person masculine singular or third person feminine singular, but in this case, we're talking about second person masculine singular, having the tav at the beginning, nothing at the end. Both of these have the same root, pei, kof, and daled. Okay? But the differences that are related to the binyan are nicely visible. What are these differences?
First, they have the hirik yod, that'd be hafil.
Right, so you've got the chirik yod. And let's see some of the characteristics that help us identify the chirik yod. Okay. And what else? You've got a different vowel here. You've got the patach here, as opposed to the chirik here. There are few differences. Okay? Are you with me?
Yes.
Very good. Now, in the lamed yod verbs whose third root letter is historically a yod, we lose the difference at the end. Okay? So, let's take a different root, a root that has the yod as the third root letter. I'll take the root resh bet and yod. The root resh bet and yod. So the hifil would be, let's go back to the red, or I will use, the hifil would be tarbe. tarbe, and the kal would be tirbe. So we lost the difference at the end, but we still see the difference at the beginning. So far, that's one problem. So we lost the difference at the end because of the dropping of the yod, and then we have a reading mother hey added, and the vowel before that is the e vowel in both cases. But we still can see the difference between you will grow, multiply, to you will multiply something. Okay, tirbe is the intransitive. Okay, if I want to say to someone, you will become many, you will multiply, I am saying tirbe. If I want to say you will cause someone to multiply, I would say tarbe. So you can see here on the right hand side, that would be the hifil. And on the left hand side, that would be the kal. Okay? That's halfway to explain what happens morphologically. Now let's make it more complicated. Like in these cases. In these cases, the third root letter is a yod, that's all right, but that's not the whole problem. The whole problem is that the first root letter is a guttural letter, specifically an ayin in this case. So we get an ayin, and the ayin does not want to take the shiva. You see?
Yes.
So instead of a shiva, we get a reduced vowel. The reduced vowel affects the preceding vowel in the case of the kal, and it turns this vowel into a patach as well, which creates the identity with what is already a patach, and that's the hifil. And so the kal becomes identical to the hifil because of phonetic reasons reflected in the morphology. Okay? So far, I'm just showing you the problem. Okay? Are you with me?
Everything you said makes sense. I see how that happened now.
Okay. Now, okay. So we have the problem. Now a little bit of solutions. Okay? So how do you know that this is kal and this is hifil? God forbid, again, we have to use other things except for morphology. Okay? And in this case, first of all, we can use the fact that simply the root ayin sin yod, okay, does not, I think anywhere in the Bible, does not appear in the hifil. Okay? Which makes it, even in those cases where it could be theoretically, in all of the other cases, this root simply doesn't exist with a hifil. So I know it's a kal. Even though morphologically we don't have a difference between the two. Okay, that's one thing. Okay?
Yes.
Secondly, when you look at ta'aleh, why would you think that this is a hifil and not a kal?
You make rise your offering. You offer your offering. Offer your offering, I guess.
Right. So, but what does it mean? This root ayin lamed yod.
Allah is to rise,
Right.
but it's used as a burnt offering.
Right. So Allah has to do with going up.
Right.
So if I'm talking to a person and you're saying you are going up, you will go up, that would be the kal. But if I'm talking to a person about bringing the olah, or taking the olah up, he is doing it to something else, not to himself.
After you explain it, it's perfectly obvious. It wasn't obvious beforehand. Thank you.
Oh, sure.
I think it was a great question. And Netanel, you did a good job explaining it and seeing them right there in the same verse together. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.